Hey, yo, everybody, it is Voltage, and we are back with another Pokemon tier list. You guys have seen lately, or maybe you haven't, that I've been doing Pokerogue with my favorite Pokemon. You can find a card pop up right at the top of your screen, linking you to those episodes if you want to see it. And I've been using these tier lists as my guidance, my S-rank Pokemon, as my kind of like, guideline for choosing those mon that I can use in those runs, right? That makes sense. For some of you, you might watch the Rogue videos, so you're checking this out, watch my other Pokemon content. Some of you may be new, but whatever the case, let's get into it, shall we? This will be some fun. It's been a while. It's been like 3-4 months since I've done these, so let's get started. Trico. Now, Gen 3 starters. Let's talk about them as a whole. I've been recently doing Emerald Legacy as well, which I will probably also link in a card here, probably so. And I really had trouble picking my starter. In most gens, I actually don't. Like, I feel like I have a clear-cut favorite. But I'm not gonna lie, I really do love all these starters. And I think when you total up everything I love about them, it evens out. But for an actual tier list, let's see. I do want to immediately put the Trico line in S tier. And I think I'm putting in all of them. We'll come back to Mega Sceptile in a second. Let's start with these guys. So, Trico, Grovyle, Sceptile. I think that of the whole line, Trico's whole line has the most aura, to use a more current way to describe it. But what I mean by that is, I think every form is so sick. I think Trico is the sickest of the first form starters. I think Grovyle is definitely the coolest of the middle form. And I think Sceptile is up there with Swampert and Blaziken for sure. They are all so fire. And Sceptile and his iconic Leaf Blade will always have a place in my heart from extended media. Grovyle and Pokemon Mystery Dungeon as well earns a bit of a favored spot from my experiences, which I should mention. If you haven't seen how I rank these, I'd recommend checking out the last tier list. But short and sweet, these are not who's the best Pokemon, who's better than who. These are just my personal favorites where I would rank them off just my own personal opinion alone. So I love this whole line. Now, Mega Sceptile, I felt like he was a bit disappointing as a Mega. Even though I'm putting him right here for a second. I felt like he was a little bit disappointing as a Mega because he just wasn't as good as I would have wanted him to be, or as the hype would have brought. But he is Dragon type, and if you've seen my other list, you know I do love dragons. So, even though he's not the craziest, and as a whole, really, Sceptile has had some shortcomings over its career, I do think I'd still put them all in here. This is like a legendary line for me on the levels of, obviously, you know, Charmander is my all-time favorite in his whole line, but when I talk about a whole line being successful, this is what we're talking about. Now we get into this line. Now, Torchic and Combusken, I would actually put in A. I actually don't love these guys as much as I love the whole Trico line. And you would think that definitively makes Trico my favorite of the starters. But then we get to Blaziken. And Blaziken, then we get to Mega Blaziken, who I would definitely place. You know what? No, we gotta move Sceptile down one. We'll go back to him. We gotta move Mega Sceptile down one. Mega Blaziken is the Mega we wanted Mega Sceptile to be. He took Blaziken, who was already such a goat, such a god, and he just made him insane. And I mean, the aura he has in the X and Y anime is crazy too. He's phenomenal in the games. You see this guy all the time. His design is so sick, and so is Mega Sceptile's, but like Mega Blaziken just took an S tier mon and made it better, while unfortunately I feel like Mega Sceptile is only A because he slightly doesn't live to the hype. As for the rest of them, again, Torchic and Combusken are cool, but not like my top tiers of where I would rate them as super sick. I don't feel much hype behind Torchic at all. Combusken is that middle stage where we're getting there. I do think the Fighting Chicken is pretty good, and I like it, but it's not quite, no, not even not quite. It is nowhere near the tier of just awesome Blaziken brings to the table. But still good enough to be A, right? And then Mudkip. Now, Mudkip is, if there was an A+ tier, I'd put Mudkip in A+. I would do that, right? So, he is definitely cooler to me than Torchic, but not as cool as Trico. He's right in between the two. One thing that helps this line a lot is that they are crazy. Now, Marsh Stomp, I've actually grown on a little bit. If you've watched Emerald Legacy, I actually do have Mudkip as my starter. I left it up at random. And you just know that in Gen 3, Marsh Stomp is God. Or should I say, Swampert is God. And Swampert does make it. I do have a bias towards fully evolved Pokemon, and I have a bias towards trash-looking fully evolved Pokemon. Swampert lives up to the hype. Not only is he just a god in his home region, and a generally very good Pokemon even outside of it, but he looks sick. Mega Swampert looks sick. The other two are held back just by not being Swampert. That's it. They're just on the way up there. They don't have as much cool factor to me. But Swampert, yes. So the starters, this is, I was talking about this recently with a friend and in a group chat as well, that I do think Gen 3 is one where I just genuinely love all the starters. And it's very hard to pick a definitive favorite. It is very difficult for me to do so. You could say Trico has a slight lean. I think if you put a gun to my head, I would pick Sceptile's line if I really, really had to, but like they're so close, I wouldn't really pick one over the other definitively. You give me Gen 3 playthroughs or options with these three as the starters, and I'll probably pick a different one each time, real talk. And then Mega Swampert as well to bring our starter discussion to an end. You still solidly make S, I would say. No. Again, he's like an A+, S- tier to me. But honestly, I mean, he's just Swampert, but still just as sick and just very good. Like, I don't see any reason why I should demote him. I don't. Now, Poochyena. Now, originally, I really would have this mon lower, but I've had a lot of attempts using Mightyena lately, and I actually am kind of liking Mightyena. Now, it's sometimes hard for me to differentiate between, like, a ROM hack and if they buff a mon versus the base mon being garbage. That's fine with me, though. I mean, I play ROM hacks plenty on the channel. I haven't even played a main game on the channel yet. But overall, I really like that Mightyena is a dark type. I do like dark types a lot. If I were to make my top types, like rate them all, maybe you guys would like a video on that. Let me know in the comments. If I were to rate them all, dark is definitely in that top half, maybe even as high as top 5. And I do very much enjoy Mightyena and Pokerogue. I have one that's very red shiny with great egg moves and stuff like that. Like, I know that's not the most fair, but I'm just saying I've had good experiences with Mightyena that make me like it better. It's no god, but it is good enough that I really have nothing negative to say other than, like, it's a weak early game mod. Like, I guess you could say it falls off later. But honestly, though, I'm okay with that. I still really like them in A. Now, Zigzagoon and Lanoon. Zigzagoon, I actually, once again, I'm going to put in A. Like, I'm pretty positive in this list. That won't stay the case. I'm actually going to put them in A because I've actually always liked Lanoon's headbutt. Like, I really enjoy Lanoon being a super fast mon who isn't the most damaging, but goes for headbutt with its speed, gets those flinches. I love that playstyle. I love Pokemon that are fast with a gimmick or fast and hit hard, even if they go down fast. Lanoon works with that. I also like Runaway in Pokerogue, especially. I don't like it as much in normal games, too much. I really don't use it that often. But I also just had an experience where Lanoon's headbutt was actually very valuable to me, and that's been that way for years. Multiple games. I've gotten Lanoon with headbutt. Goes to work for me. I'm happy with it. Now, Wurmple, you're an icon. When I was a kid, because I played Gen 4 first, and he's all over in that first forest, I think Eternal Forest, I used to think that Wurmple was a Gen 4 mon. He is a Gen 3. And real talk, Wurmple's relatively B tier. Because when you catch a Wurmple, I mean, Dustox, unfortunately, we'll get to them, is a pretty bad mon, relatively. Beautifly, I believe, is okay. Maybe good sometimes. It's really not great, and to me, I always like the Gen 1 bugs better than this Gen 3 bug. It's just another variant on the quick evolving bug, and while it is 100% better than Ledian, because, I mean, almost everything is, it's not anything special. And then I would honestly just put these guys in D tier. I'm never really a fan of the Cocoon ones, but, like, I think I was a lot more generous to Metapod and Kakuna. I'm not to these guys. I've really never seen the appeal. Like, I feel like it just doesn't work for me, even though it should. Like, it's a cool Cocoon, but, I mean, you know what? We'll put you in C. I just think you're the cooler version of that one, if I'm being real. But Silcoon and Cascoon, I never felt any hype by them. Metapod and Kakuna maybe get bonus points for being iconic. These guys are just kind of rubbish. Beautifly, I'll put in B tier. I like its design a lot, which kind of made me want to put it in A. But I've never really had a good experience to sell me on this mon. And also, they're really annoying in Arceus because they're so surprisingly aggressive. So, they get a B. Dustox is in C. It's not D because I don't hate it. In fact, I relatively like it. I like its design. I've always just wanted it to be better than it is, and it's disappointed me constantly. Now, I am running one currently in Emerald Legacy. I do think that it could move up to B tier should the one in Emerald Legacy be better, but from my past experiences, Dustox has never really stuck out to me, and when I think of it, I just think it's a trash bug, and that doesn't really sell me. The only thing saving it is its design from being D tier. Real talk. Alright, it's time to piss some people off. Lotad, I'm actually putting in B tier, and in fact, I'm putting all three of them in B tier. Listen, Ludicolo fans, I get it. In a way. but I'm not the Ludicolo fan other people are. I know a lot of people put this guy in S tier, maybe A tier. I do not. I don't like Lotad. Lombre is getting there. He's okay. And then Ludicolo, to me, I hate to say this, and it's on record, but he is a disappointing evolution to me. I throw my hands up. I'm sorry, but he is. He's silly dancing duck. Now, what does help him, though, is he's very good. They're very good Pokemon. I like their typing. He's very effective. His ability, and even in current metas, I watched some videos on comp Pokemon, and he's still very good. But I've never used him effectively on a team to where I could put him in A. I do think if I did, and he was good, I used his line the way through, he would be. But I've just never been as much of a fan of this guy as other people are. I just have to say it. Now, I say that before putting C-Dot in A, and then I'm putting Nuzleaf and Shiftry in A as well, but I'm tempted to move them into S tier. I do really like this line, and you know what? Would I call this one of my favorites in the push? I would. I'm putting them in S tier. Now, hear me out. C-Dot, not really. He's very mid. He's very bad. You get Nuzleaf fairly early, and then Shiftry. I really do like this Pokemon. I love the Ninja. I love Grass Dark. It's a fun combination to me. He isn't that good, though, and I feel like that should hold me back, but I feel like most of the time I've used him, he's been good enough that I don't want to punish him too much. It's biased, but, I mean, it's a tier list. The whole thing is biased, right? This isn't an objective list. And so, I think I do have to put him there. I really like Shiftry and his design, you know? Jiraiya the Goat, Grass Ninja. I'm a simple guy. And, of course, we're talking simple guy. Get these two in here. Obviously, Taillow and Swallow, iconic Birdmon. Are they a top 3 bird? To me, I probably would. We'll see when I make a list like that. But I'd relatively put them in top 3 bird. I love Guts Facade. I love fast Pokemon. I love fast and strong Pokemon. I love his design. He's for just a bird Pokemon, he's got a very nice design. We'll take it. We'll take it. I don't need to praise Swallow. You guys know why it's popular and how good it is. I don't need to spend that much time on it. And then this guy. Yeah, D. Wingull and Pelipper D. You would be surprised, because I don't really talk bad on it, because I'm using one again in our Legacy currently. I hate this mon. I hate it. I think it's always had a very annoying type to deal with when you find it wildly all the time, or fight it on a trainer's team very often. It's double weak to electric. If you have electric, you're in business. If you have a rock type, too bad. If you have a grass type, oh, too bad. And I know it can be good. I know Drizzle Pelipper is also in a similar tier to Ludicolo, but I don't care. I don't use it. I don't even have Pelipper in my run yet. So let's just say it could rise up the ranks to C or even B tier should the one I have in my run go up, but I have never wanted to run this Pokemon, and I've always hated fighting it, so it is down there in D. Yes, I do not like Wingull or Pelipper. Ralt. I mean, let's cut to the chase. Like, I'm not here to make this list to try to be different, okay? I'm not. We all know how great God of War, if I can speak, is. No, I'm not a freak, so I'm not gonna talk about anything to do with God of War's reputation, but every time I have the chance to run a God of War, I feel like my run is going in a better direction. Now, it is hurt in Emerald Legacy because the end boss is Eternatus, it's poison, and so while I like Gardevoir and really do like running it a lot, I also know this thing might get one good hit and it's probably gone. But just generationally across almost every game, I feel like a team gets better when you add a Gardevoir on it. That's just how I feel. I feel like it's got a very strong reputation. I feel like it's great with this line. Gallade is also influencing it being up here. I do love the split because it's 2 bangers. Either way, you're getting a banger. You might need one over the other, but either way, it's a banger. Love that. But Gallade is Gen 4, so we'll talk about Gallade in the next video. You're in D. I hate Surskit and Masquerain as well. They're in a similar tier to Pelipper. Never wanted to use it. Hate fighting it. It's easier to fight than Pelipper, but every time I see this mon, I just wonder why. I don't like it at all. I know, like, Masquerain is intimidate, but the Pokemon is garbage as far as I'm aware, and it just... nothing about it sticks to me. Nothing about its design sticks either. Like, there's parts to me of this design that work, but then, like, other parts of it just, like, throw the whole thing. Like, I'm not... No, this isn't for me. This isn't for me. Definitely not. Shroomish and Balloon, my beloved. Shroomish, actually, we'll put you up here because of Effect Spore. I actually do have enough fun with that, even though he's not that good. And then Balloon, yes. Clapping hands there. Balloon, again, you're seeing a pattern. There are exceptions to this, but fast, strong, hit hard, Brain Go Burr, Neuron activated. That works for me. I do like Breloom's design. I love that he is grass fighting. I do enjoy running the punches on him and seeing how he can do some work. He's very versatile, especially because how hard his Mach Punch hits. Technician on this guy, great. I love Technician. Probably one of my favorite abilities in the game, I would say. And seeing him with it, yes. And obviously, again, I am not here to be different, but this whole line, yep. Right there in S tier, bangers. I hate Truant. We all hate Truant. I don't care. Vigoroth is actually solidly, impressively good. Better than I would have expected for a middle stage. Slack Off, fun enough to have, but it doesn't last that long to where it's really a problem. And then Slacking, yes, we all know Truant sucks. I'll tell you right now, one of my favorite Mon is Regigigas. It will be up there when we get to the Gen 4 video. And so when I say that there's a trash ability on this Mon, I do not care. He's raw. He's raw. I love running it. I can't wait to run a Slacking in Emerald Legacy. Can't wait. All right, Nincada. You're actually an interesting one. I did not mean to put him there. I'm actually going to put Nincada in B. Sometimes I feel like I do have a lot of fun, and I will put Ninjask in A as well. I do like Ninjask, and it can be a lot of fun. And Nincada itself isn't really that good, but I do like his design. I think he's very fun, even though he's a little bug. I don't really like... I mean, I guess I go back and forth how much I like bugs, but... I don't like him IRL, but I like a lot of bug Pokemon, but there's some I really can't stand. Nincada is just kind of pleasantly in the middle, you know? I catch a Nincada, he does okay for the time he lasts, then I get Ninjask out, and he relatively does his job pretty well. Shedinja, on the other hand, is kind of a nothing Pokemon. I say that even though he's notorious because, yes, Wonder Guard. I don't like gimmicky Pokemon very much when they're cheap gimmicks, which I feel that Wonder Guard is, my personal opinion. Sue me, right? And I hate fighting it, especially the fact that this dude exists in randomizers. I've had plenty of runs brick dealing with him. There's a challenge in Radical Red dealing with this like Shedinja puzzle. I hate it. I wish there was a way when you play Radical Red, especially on Nuzlocke, you could just disable those puzzles because, oh my god, going through those again with G-Freak recently and all the times I've played Radical Red, I hate it. And Shedinja is the proponent of that for sure. Now, this one, Whismur is in actually C. Loudred I put in B, and unfortunately I actually have to put Exploud barely in B, more like B+. Let me talk about this one. So Whismur is, again, what I'd call more of a nothing Pokemon. I don't find it very cute. I don't find it good at all. It's just normal type, which usually hurts. You want something that sticks out about you as a normal type, and unfortunately that hurts it. Loudred and Exploud, however, used to be in A. Damn near I would have almost argued S, but this Pokemon has turned into more of a nothing Pokemon. I don't ever find myself wanting to run Loudred or Exploud for anything other than their design. Nothing about them is good enough that it makes me want to run the Pokemon. And that, to me, hurts it because I'm not getting experiences with it like I might want to have. It's just not happening because I have no reason to run it. By the time Exploud becomes live, I've typically gotten other options. Like, look at this list. Even in Gen 3 alone, like, Whismur you do get early, but you also get Zigzagoon early, and usually I'm taking Lanoon and what it does over Exploud. I'm taking Slacking and what it does over Exploud. That's my issue with it. I love its design, but it's just I never get to see it live up to its potential. I never get to use it, and I never have a chance where I can even argue to use it unless I'm just trying to go out of my way, and even then, I feel like my team is suffering for it. So, unfortunately, that's your placement, bud. Sorry. Makuhita, I put in A. And then Hariyama, I also put in A. And I was tempted to put them in S, but this is, once again, I don't get to use it enough. I don't even know if I've had a run where I have actually run Makuhita in years, like since I was a child, I would say. Hariyama, I love his design too. He's a very fun Pokemon. I love the like sumo wrestler vibe he's got going on. If I was going to be able to run one, would I do it? Heck yeah, definitely. No problem, no regrets. But is he on my legend status like these S tiers? Not quite. But I do feel like if I had a really good experience with Hariyama, like one more really good experience, and I could elevate him to S. I could, because I've always really liked this mod. Azurill, D. y'all know I'm biased against Cutemon. I don't really have the appeal from Cutemon that other people do, and I debate this in my friend group all the time. I don't really debate, but like, you know, they'll be like, no, you don't like that Pokemon, but they're so cute. And I'm like, oh yeah, well, of course that doesn't really mean anything to me unless they're like really, really cute. There have been like maybe less than 3 Mon I've talked about in all 3 of these tier lists that I actually give points for being cute. Azuril's not one of them. I feel like this Mon exists for nothing but a barrier. He is a speed bump on my road to Azumarill, who is an S tier, by the way. I love Azumarill. I don't love Azumarill. I feel like it is unnecessary, and it's not cute enough for me to excuse that. Nosepass, you're a C Mon. You're a nothing Mon once again. I don't have a strong dislike. I don't have a like in any degree. He's ugly. He ain't that good as a rock type. I'd pick many, many rock types over him. He's funny. I don't hate the guy, so I put him in C. There's been some jokes, good and bad, made about this guy over the years. Do that as you will. But yeah, now let's talk about Skitty and Delcatty. Now, I would have put you in D, no hesitation, both of y'all instantaneously, no regrets. But you get C. Listen, Delcatty is one of the worst Pokemon in there. I watched a YouTube video the other day about people talking about fixing terrible Pokemon, and Delcatty is definitely on that list. You are saved by a solid, I wouldn't even say good, but a solid experience with the shiny and Pokerogue elevates this thing to C. That's all it gets. I hate trash Pokemon most of the time, and this thing isn't even worth it in its own game. For one, it ain't that good. It's just a pooper, just a straight pooper. We're done with that. Yeah, I don't know what you want me to say. Sableye, I was just talking about how trash Pokemon I don't like very much, but I like his design a lot. He's a little gremlin. I like his typing because it's very annoying to deal with. I don't like fighting it relatively, but like it's cool enough to have on the team. I'm just gonna tell you really though, I'm just mostly biased because his design, it's really good. I like it a lot. Mawile, you're in C, and Mega Mawile is as well. This Mon is in C. It would have been in B or even A because I did really used to like Mawile. I would have said if you asked me a few years back or a number of years back, hell, I would have put this guy in A. I always thought Mawile was better than it is, but the more I've experienced with Mawile, the more I see this Mon, the more I play with this Mon, the more I lower it on my list, because you just look at the thing with its big mouth hair thingamabobber. It has a Mega, it's a Steel type, and then a Steel Fairy type, and you look at it and you think this Mon's gonna be good, and it's not, and it almost never is. Now, the Mega era, whether it was good or not, it's gone. Let's see when the new Legends game comes out with Legends EA, and maybe it'll go up some more. But as it stands, it's here because it's a disappointment, and I don't like that. Aron, the GOAT, yes. I love Aron. I love Steel Rock. I love it up to Aggron. Unfortunately, though, I would put the Mega in A tier because, again, it feels like a Mega that kind of gets worse, in my opinion. But I've loved this line ever since I saw it as a boy. I was very disappointed that I didn't get Aron where I saw it, and then with Legacy, I would have loved to run Aggron, and I feel like it looks so sick throughout every single stage of its line. I have no negative notes. The Mega is separate, and it gets a negative note, but that does not hurt the OGs. No, it does not. Diaper Baby, you're in B. And so is Medicham. Whoa, I just like set off all this code. Misclick. Medicham, you're in B. Mega Medicham. Loudred, bro? Let me grab you. Oh, yo, my list is getting all mixed up. Where did Mega Medicham go? D? Maybe it was a sign. Nothing Pokemon, but not entirely. I do like its fighting and psychic type. Diaper Baby itself is funny. I do like that. Otherwise, he just feels like... To me, when I think of a counterpart for this Mon, I think Lucario. That's probably because of Maylene in Gen 4. But when you compare this to Lucario or like most of the other fighting types, it's disappointing. Disappointing. But I do like its typing a lot. I feel like I do wish it was a little bit better, but it's okay. It's in a similar category to me as Loudred, which is like, I would use it, but I feel like I've just got better Mon by the time I get the chance to use it. But if I get forced to at some point, I'd like to see how it does. I'd like to see how it does. So I got a number of Mon to go here. Okay. Electrike. B. Same with Electric, same with the Mega. Mostly this is a lack of feats, but also there's just typically electric types I like better than this guy. I do, again, like most Mon, I feel like more experience. Usually the ones in B, I either just feel nothing about, like it's in the middle, but it's not negative, or I just need more experience with. I've used Manectric a number of times, but not a number of times in recent years for me to form a true opinion. It's okay. It's an okay Pokemon. I like its design enough. I actually do like the Mega design, especially as a pixel. In 3D, it could be better. But as a pixel, yeah, we like that. We like that. But he's okay. He's okay. You know what's not okay? Oh, we got to load. Hold on. Look at the diarrhea all over the screen. Put these two in D. You're in D. You're in D. Let's take a break. Roselia, we're doing like a quick stream. Roselia, I'll put you in C. Let's go back. D. And D. Okay, let's get all this on the screen. All right, now where do I begin? Right? Let's start with this. Shit. Let's go back. Look at my mouse. Shit. And you're okay. Now, let me explain. Plusle and Minun have always felt like some of the most stupid Pikachu clones I've ever seen. Their gimmick is so dumb. They're solid support mon in competitive lately, I guess. I mean, mainly on random battles do I ever see this mon every once in a blue moon. But that's what they do. They support, which is okay, but they don't evolve, which is big mega L points for me. I love Pokemon who evolve, and I don't like lame Pokemon who don't evolve. You don't have to evolve to be cool. Look at Sableye. You don't have to, but you got to be cool first, which Sableye is, and they aren't. And I don't care how cute they are. Even if they are cute, they're cute because they're Pikachu Juniors. And I love Pikachu. I don't love them, so they're done. Volbeat and Illumise, if I was a Pokemon trainer in the Pokemon world, every time I saw one, I would swat it. I get that they're like, what are those called? What are those birds? Not birds. I was like bird. Yo, I'm all over the place. Those bugs. Fireflies. They're like fireflies. There we go. That does nothing for me. I love fireflies. I do not love these ugly, useless bastards. Now, I have actually seen it on Showdown battles before actually being kind of comp. Either Illumise or Volbeat or both. I don't care. I still hate them. Every time I see this mon, I just groan inwardly. Every time it does something good, I groan inwardly. I don't like either of them at all. And then Swalot and Gulpin, other than being, you know, bait for somebody to say out loud, let's please get serious. I do like poison types. I like that there are a lot of cool ones. Even though a lot of them look cool, they don't typically live up to the hype as their appearance might suggest. This guy doesn't have any hype. I don't like his defensive slow gimmick. Opposite of what I do like, right? He's just so... And he's ugly. He's ugly too. I have nothing positive to say about him. Nothing. I mean, Gulpin's green. That's all you get. Sure. All right, let's get, now that we've rinsed the trash out of our mouth, let's go over to a goat. Sharpedo, listen, man. Sharpedo's design is just king. I love it. One thing I don't like, though, that I do think 3D betrays on my boy is that he's like half a body of a shark. I never really processed that as a kid when I used to see him and see his sprite. It never really occurred to me he's more like half a body of a shark. But I ignore that of bias, I'm not even gonna lie to you. I don't like that. Like a back shot of Sharpedo really hurts his image. But like this sprite, this front view, yeah, he's the GOAT. And then they went the opposite direction and made this dude like a torpedo. He's still an A because he's cool enough, but like, no, I think they actually made it worse. I don't know how to fix him. So I just ignore it. I'm just gonna turn a blind eye and we'll go from there. Now, Wailmer and Wailord, you're also a C. You're a nothing mon. The mon's never as good for me as I want it to be. I don't care for the whale blimp design. I don't find it cute, but I don't hate him. He's okay, but I don't really have much to say about him either. That's about as far as it goes. I mean, I guess I put him in there because I slightly dislike him. Like, I think there are a number of water types I'd pick over him, especially when you put this guy right beside Sharpedo. So I feel like it kind of drops him because it's not like the others where I feel like I'd maybe use them, and I'd want to use them. I don't necessarily want to use Wailord at all. Numel and Camerupt, I'm also putting in here, and they're not bad mon. As far as I understand, Camerupt is solidly good. But I don't like them. I don't know why either, because I really do like fire types. They're one of my favorite types in all of Pokemon. Numel, I can clearly say I don't like its design. It looks stupid to me. Camerupt is good. I like its volcano design, but I always just find myself disappointed. I'm actually kind of happy to encounter them because so long as you have a water type, you can just kind of like annihilate it. And even if you don't, it kind of still goes down decently fast. But I don't know. I guess compared to other fire types, he falls really, really short to me. But I like his fire ground. Am I being too hard on camera? You know what? Let's put him in B. I don't like Nummel openly. Camera up though, like he's got potential. Give me another use of actually running him or two. Let me try him out before I really like condemn him to the lower ranks, right? Give him a chance. Mega, you can also be up here. I think I'm gonna make my opinion of you both relatively with the same like thing. Like, let me use it again, and I'll really give a condemning vote, right? I'm putting in D. If camera up is mid, Torkoal is ass. I don't know why this mod exists, nor do I care it exists, nor would I ever run it. If I'm talking about how I got better options to run than camera up, and I would still run camera up over Torkoal, I would never touch this mod. I have no want to run it. I know it's going to disappoint me. It doesn't evolve. Again, negative points like these guys. All 4 of them. Guess what? They're mid and don't evolve. What else do I got to say? Put them in the trash pile. They're done. You're done. All right, Spoink. I relatively like Spoink, but it's going in B just because I haven't gotten to use it. I used to love Spoink, especially from the anime. I had a disc when I was a kid. I vaguely remember this. I had a disc that I got from like Walmart or something like that. Back when I was like, I came from an era where I did not have the most money for a while. Let's just say that when I was growing up. So there was like a span of time where, most of my entertainment came from rewatching the same episodes from DVDs that I had around the house on my console, right? Back when I sold a PS2 that had no save card and I had to reset my game every time I turned off. Stuff like that, right? So I loved Spoink because I had an episode. There's that one episode in Hoenn where Spoink is the main character and like it's just the premise of the episode. I've watched that episode so many times and I really liked him. Grumpig, I didn't like his design as much, but I don't hate it either. But I've never really gotten to use this mod. Again, I do feel like if I got a choice for a psychic type, I'm picking Gardevoir. But if you stuck me with Grumpig, said try it out, let's see how he does, I'd go for it. I'd see how good he could be, and I'd be interested to see how he turns out. You stick me with him, I'll give him a shot. No strong verdict until I do, but Spoink, you're in the silver point. Spoink, as much as I like the episode, Spoink is trash. I have tried using him once or twice, and he's usually off my team before I even get Grumpig because he's garbage. Spinda. I don't know if this is controversial or not, but I'm putting Spinda in C tier. It's a nothing Pokemon to me. I get it's got like a million bajillion combinations of patterns. I really don't care. And it doesn't evolve, and it's not good. Yeah, I don't hate the guy, because I guess I do find the pattern thing cool enough to put him in C. He's got something notable about him, unlike these other crap baskets, but that's as far as he's getting for me. Him and Shedinja, he's even lower than Shedinja, I would argue. More like Whismur, except with no actual reward at the end, right? Now, here's my baby. I actually would have had this guy in A while ago, but I'm actually moving him to S because Trapinch, I do really like Flygon. I've always loved their design. I've had good experiences with a Trapinch recently, multiple, which made me love the guy even more. I love him. I love that he becomes a ground dragon. Now, some people say he should have been Bug Dragon. I agree with that. I would have liked him better as a Bug Dragon. Some fan projects, some ROM hacks make him Bug Dragon. I think that's interesting. That doesn't hurt my love for him. But Ground Dragon is still a very good type. Now, the only thing that hurts him is he's kind of Garchomp Jr. in a way. He's like a worse Garchomp, kind of across the board, I would say. But I don't care. I love him. So he's going up in S. And this isn't about Gen 4. So, Garchomp doesn't exist yet. So I'm not going to penalize him right now for that. And surprisingly, this guy, Cacnea and Cacturn, I'm going to put in S. I love their design highly. I love Grass Dark. You see with Shiftry. That doesn't really change. Now, I guess you could argue it hurts him because you don't get Cacnea as early as you get Shiftry. So if you're running a Shiftry, why would you switch that to a Cacturn? I think that's fair, but I've always found this guy's design to be so dope. I love Cacnea in the anime. Bias. I was a kid. I enjoyed the anime. I got some nostalgia. Who doesn't? But I've always wanted to run Cacturn. It's kind of like Kabutops. I don't like him as much as Kabutops, but it's a mon that I find awesome, that I want to run, that I'm looking forward to seeing, and I can never actually find a way to run the Pokemon. That is Cacturn for me in this gen so far. I love it so much, but I haven't been able to truly run it. If I did run it and it highly disappointed me, I could see it dropping to A, but as of now, it's S because it's like that legend. Like, I'm Dexter gripping my locker, waiting for a chance to find this guy again, Okay, I've been yapping. There's still a number of these guys to go. Wow, Gen 3 has a lot more because Gen 2 was so lackluster. All right, Swablu, is this controversial? I'm putting them in B. And Altaria and the Mega. People love this Pokemon's design. I don't. People love its typing. I don't. All things considered, even though I love Dragonite, which is kind of what hurts this guy, I think the Dragonite line is just better than this guy in every way. The Mega, I believe, becomes, what is it, Dragon Fairy? Is it Fairy Flying? Let's actually look that up. Mega Altaria. Mega Altaria. I have to double check, it's been a while. Mega Altaria is Dragon Fairy. Yeah, I was right. So Dragon Fairy, that I do like, but I think its design somehow gets even worse when it Mega Evolves. I do. I've never run them on, and the worst part is I don't necessarily have a want to run it, but I don't dislike it that much either. Like, I don't feel too strongly about it in either direction, but it's not a nothing Pokemon. It's just not a mon I have strong feelings for either way. I know it's popular, at least popular enough, but no. And I say that, right? I just put him in B, so someone might already be mad. Well, you're going to get more mad because I'm about to put Zangoose in S. I know, now listen, I know this is so biased. Zangoose doesn't evolve, and I would consider it pretty much a nothing Pokemon. It's garbage, it's just normal, I never run it, and there are better mon to run. Hell, I would run Lanoon over Zigzagoon if we're talking like off of who's better. Zigzagoon is so trash, but I love his design so much, bro. I've been praying for him to be better. Like, can he get something, an Evo, a Mega, a ROM hack that makes him better? Like, let me use Zangoose to his full potential. He's so cool, and I don't know anyone else who likes Zangoose as much as I do, but I really like Zangoose. I can't explain it. Seviper, if I had to pick one, I know they're mortal enemies. I actually have to put Seviper, who is also a nothing mon, and disappointing. I'm actually putting that in A, despite what I was just talking trash on it, because again, I love its design. It's like a better Arbok. Usually, you compare a mon that comes later to a Gen 1 mon, and it's a worse version of that Gen 1 mon. Like we were just talking about with Altaria. And we were just talking about with, who was it? Who was just like that too? I don't remember who was just like that, but we talked about it with Altaria. Seviper is like the cooler Arbok to me, except it's garbage, and although Arbok isn't that good, it's probably still worse. It's just a disappointment, but its design is arguably one of my favorites in this gen. Arguably so. Its colors work so nice, its patterns work so nice, its sharp tail, its fang, it's like, why aren't you better? Why are both of you not better? Criminal. And just like Zangoose, it's got no love. Give them both a Mega, and all of a sudden, you know, it's all over my screen, you know what I'm saying? So, we'll see. We'll see. We'll see. Oh, glad to get that in there. I really do love this guy. I talk about it, like, in Pokerogue multiple times. I'm a Zangoose fan, man. Alright, Solrock and Lunatone. Lunatone, you guys are actually going to go and see both of you. Nothing Pokemon to me. I have actually seen that they can be, like, okay and good. I do like their typing as Rock Psychic, but they, again, don't evolve. Their designs are okay. You know what? Maybe I'm hurting this. I'm going to put them up here. I'm going to put them in B. I don't think they're very good, but, like, I'm not going to say that with definitive answers. I have no experiences, but I've also never really wanted to run them. But if I got stuck with one in, like, a randomizer or something, I'd give it a try. You know, I'd see how good this guy can really be in the end, both of these guys. But I do like their concept. I think they're very cool. I like the space theme. So I think I was too hard on them putting them in C. I think they take a solid B spot. I think they do. You're in D. I don't like anything about you, especially given that you're in the same gen as Swampert. Like, this thing is just annoying to me because it's kind of, again, Swampert Jr., but far worse and annoying to run into as an enemy. And I never want to run the stupid shrimp, and I don't care which cash is the reward for that. It's just, I don't like anything about you. I hate you. There's a W on your forehead. I should slap that because you aren't a W at all, Whiscash. I have nothing good to say about you. Actually, the only compliment he got is that he's a Swampert Jr., and it's because he's a water ground type at that. Then Corphish. Now, you probably would have been B, and you probably will still be B, but I'm actually going to move Crawdon to A. Low-key, he could one day hit S. I wouldn't call him Kingler Jr. He's kind of like the low-key cooler Kingler, but they're in the same category. They're the same type of mon to me, obviously because they're like crustacean water types, but I do gotta say he gets bonus points for being a dark type. Hell yes he does. Hell yes he does. He's also very good. At least I would, and this is not saying just competitive, but like I run him and he does me well. We'll take that. Another dark type. If I had one more good experience, like a really good one for Crawdon, he could probably hit S tier. He probably could. But as it stands right now, no. I wouldn't put him on, I wouldn't put him there just yet. Not quite. You're in C. Nothing Pokemon. Ground Psychic is okay, but I actually dislike it. I don't like running into it because I feel like it can be kind of annoying to fight, especially when it just blows up. And I also don't want to use it. I feel like I should want to because I do like the Ground Psychic typing on paper, but his design doesn't really sell me. It's okay. And because most when I look at it, I just feel feelings of annoyance. Yeah, it's in C. I hate this mon. For a fossil, ugh, where do I begin? Its typing is so annoying. It feels really hard to fight, especially early game. Just fought one recently in Emerald Legacy, but it like if you were to use it yourself, it's so disappointing. And a fossil to me should be something that you're exhilarated by. I'm looking forward to the end of the game to get my hands on a fossil. And it's like, whoa, you know, I just got this cool thing. Or I find it in another game, or I actually use it earlier or something like that, or a randomizer. I'm like, oh my god, yes. I feel nothing when I see him. In fact, I would cry. I'd feel sad to see him. I would feel sad to have this appear in my run, 100%. You're barely better. I don't like Anorith or Amaldo much better. Bug Rock, if I remember correctly. Cradily, I don't like his design at all. Anoriths, I like a little better. But really, most of what I just said about this guy, I can say about him. Especially because I don't believe Gen 2 actually has any fossils. If I'm stupid by saying that, please correct me. I don't believe Gen 2 actually has any fossils. So when you just win a Gen without him, you come to Gen 3, you're like, ooh, yes, the fossils are back. And then you get this? After having Kabutops and Omastar, like Omastar, I'm not the hugest fan of. Not like I love Kabutops, but I certainly like them. I don't like these guys. I don't. Feebas and Milotic. A lot of people would put Milotic in S, and I wish I did for a future video I'm making, but I don't. To me, you are the alternate of Gyarados. Gyarados is the battle version of Feebas, who is the contest version. That's a cool idea to me. And Milotic, even though it's more of the contest, like when you think of Pokemon contest, I think Milotic is kind of like the face of that, with Gen 3 introducing them and then having Gen 3. I think you have some other mon who fit it, but especially because of what's his name, Wallace, because of Wallace and his representing contest, even though he's the champion, it's good. It's a good mon, but I will always prefer this gimmick with Gyarados 99 out of 100 times, if not 100 out of 100, than I will Milotic. But if I had a really good experience using it and I was just like dominating the game with Milotic, I could see it go to S tier and kind of be on the par of Gyarados, even if I always choose it. But as it stands right now, it doesn't give me the kick it does other people, but I respect its game and I do like it. Shit. Move it over here. Shit. And shit. My deepest memory of Castform is a YouTuber I used to love. I don't think he makes YouTube anymore. I think it was Jay something. I'm dating myself. Like, oh, I gotta look at that real fast. Hold on. Yes, bro. Oh my god. If any of you here remember the J-Wits, I just looked on. He hasn't made a video in 6 months. He really doesn't do YouTube anymore. He was pretty big. He had 1.5 million subscribers. He was a great PokeTuber. He really like stopped consistently uploading a long time ago. I mean, he only had a few videos a year over the last 2, 3, 4 years. He had one video 6 months ago. I guess he came back and it actually did decently well, but he just hasn't really done them as much. He was amazing when I was a kid, man. When I was growing up, I loved his videos. They were so funny. And what is my core memory of Castform? The point of bringing him up? When he called this mon a ball sack in like his top 10 worst Pokemon ever. That might be one of his most popular ones. Yeah, he used to do top 10. Like, he either did top 10 weakest Pokemon, top 10 worst Pokemon. These were 11 years ago, man. I'm dating myself. He used to make fire content. But my biggest memory of Castform is he looks like a ball sack. And he does. And I hate him. He does. I don't care if y'all think he's cute, okay? Look at those nuts hanging off his chin. And then you can call him cute all you want. I don't. He's garbage too. His weather gimmick I used to think was kind of cool, but the forms aren't even that good. Like, they're okay. The Wind One's probably the best, but even then, you got all these cool looking forms to still be a trash Pokemon every time you're used. And he's like a special reward in Gen 3 from the weather facility, if I remember correctly. I don't want him. I don't want to use this guy. No, I'm not putting Castform anywhere out of D, and I will fight that. And you know what? I was going to throw Kecleon in there too because I'm being violent. But you know what, Kecleon? Let me be nice to you. You're in C. You know why he's in C? Because I got to respect this game, but fuck him. Because in Pokemon Mystery Dungeon, I used to try to rob Kecleon. Yeah, I was a robber every once in a while when I was really broke. And I would think I'd get away, and then he'd come out and he just one-shot me. And sometimes I would accidentally step off the shop Not even meaning to buy the damn item. And then he want to beat my ass and kill me. Screw this Mafia boss Kecleon. Otherwise, he's trash. That's why he's down there. Trash, doesn't evolve. Slight gimmick with the type change. Greninja did it better. With like protein, with actually attacking and stuff. Moving on. Oof. Okay, now I wouldn't say we're in the clear, but most of these are going to be bangers. Shuppet and Banette, you are going to go in A because I've always wanted to use you and have you be better. It was probably a B or C mon before Mega Banette. I love that design for Mega Banette. Not the craziest Pokemon. I love this design. Pretty fun. Pretty cool. I like it. Would love to run it if I get experience. Like if I were to play Oris again or a game that has Mega Banette in it and I got with a Nuzlocke, I got Banette, I'd run it. What hurts Banette is who comes after it. Dusclops and Duskull. Reverse that, but Duskull, Dusclops. I love their design all the way through. I like Shuppet. I like Banette. I love Duskull, Dusclops, and Dusnor. Dusnor's Gen 4. He's going to be up here too. I love them so much. Everything about them for a ghost type, it's like Ghastly level to me. Perfect. Putting that Homelander. Phenomenally perfect. Phenomenally perfect. Everything about him was a goat. The only thing I would probably say that hurts him is he's not as good as I wish he was. I think that does hurt. Some people might even think Banette is better. I don't know what the contention is on them. Only thing that hurts, but his design. If I'm putting Zangoose in here, with how bad he is, I don't care. Dusnor could be near garbage. I'd probably still have it up here. Yes. That thing, for a Ghostmon, I love it. Tropius, I lied. I said we were in the clear. I lied. Tropius, you're in C. I have nothing to say about him. Easy to beat. Not fun to use. Grass flying doesn't feel that great to me. Bananas is like a beard off his chin. His design is okay. He's cool, but he's held back by just being kind of mid. And I have nothing in me that makes me want to use it and dislike it not being a better Pokemon. Chimeco, get your ass in D. Get your ass in D. Chingling is coming next gen. Did nothing for me. I do not like Chimeco. I know it's got some niche uses as Psychic type, but I'm taking Grumpig over Chimeco any day. It's the same situation that like these guys run into, or the Poisons run into, right? I would not pick you. You're not my second pick, my third pick, my fourth pick. You are not there for a Psychic type. I'm good. Absol, iconic. Unite helped me like you better, I would say. This thing just looks so good. I've always loved the aura coming off of this. I had a guidebook when I was a kid. I used to buy the Pokemon guidebooks and read through those for fun, play imaginary games with my friends, stuff like that. With my brothers especially, we were little, my little brothers, and Absol was always just so cool. Its lore is so cool. It's unfortunately not that good a Pokemon, but overall, I mean, I'll still beat you in S tier 2. It's just got such a fire design and such fire lore. It wins my heart. I wish it was better, but at least in some games like Unite, it can be fun. It can be fun. Why not? More like why. Put you down there. You were unneeded for Wobbuffet. You were unneeded. You're just Wobbuffet Jr. who serves no purpose. No purpose. Get down there. Snorunt, C. Glalie, B. Mega Glalie, B. Snorunt, I don't like as much, but I would probably low-key put him in D. Maybe C-, but I'll put him up a little bit because his shiny, which I got recently in a Poker video, is actually really good. I like his shiny. It's one of the best shinies low-key that I've seen, especially for a first form mon in a long time. Glalie is here mainly because I know it can be good, and the Mega, but I've never really had an experience to use it and have it be good. I don't have strong opinions other than that I relatively like its design, and I would like to use it in the future. Oh, get this goat up here. Come on. Like, we talk about cute. Here's the exception for cute in this gen. Steel. Game is game. We respecting cute. I don't care if he's bad or not bad. He got game. Look at him. He's so adorable. And he's good. He evolves into a water ice. This whole line is relatively good at every stage you use it, I would argue. Fun to use. Turns out good, worthy investment. If you're not running Swampert, if I didn't have Swampert on the team, he's a great pick. He's probably still better than Glalie and Snorunt, even if I did already have a water. Very well done, Mon. Very solid, and because he is just always given me good memories, good vibes, he's up here in S. I've only ever seen good, no bad. I have nothing to say, and I like the wall rank design. Unfortunately, that is then ruined by a stream of bad. A stream of bad again. Man. Clam Pearl, stupid as hell. You know how I talked about how I have Spoink featured in the episode, and I talked about how iconic that is to me? Well, Clam Pearl, I believe Clam Pearl, Hoenn, and Gorbis are also the center of that because of getting the Pearl. That does nothing for me. I still hate this mon. I don't like anything about Clam Pearl. Hoenn, you know what? I was being a little too mean. We're putting you in C. But Gorbis? Oh, hell no. If I saw Gorbis as my mon and randomizer or something like that, I would cry. Why are Love Disc and Gorbis not connected either? Who the hell knows? Love Disc. Love Disc. What do you want me to say? That's all you get. Love Disc. Hoenn, you got a cool design. Very fire. Not very fire, it's a lie. You're okay. It's better than Gorbis by far. But, I'm biased because I did have a really good experience with a Hoenn. Me and my friends are playing a game. There's a fan-made Hoenn. We made it look really cool, really sick, like its own variant form or special kind. Long story, but it's okay. Relicanth, I hate fighting this thing. This thing is ruining me runs. I had a bad experience with him literally within the week. It ain't been a week since he pissed me off. And I've never wanted to use him. He's just annoying to fight. I never want to use him. He doesn't evolve. I feel like I'm getting nothing out of bringing him out. Just keep him away from me. I hate the guy on both fronts, but he's not a D because I can respect his game, just barely. Like the ancient fish thing is kind of cool too. Get my goat up here. Oh, I lost him. There you go. Get my goat up here. Bagon, Sheldon, and Salamence. Yes, yes. Pseudo legends are always. Well, he's not the pseudo legend, but he's close. This tier of Pokemon, their rarity, their strength. He's a dragon. Finally getting a dragon on this list. Like, do I need to say more? Do I need to say more? No, I don't. He's so cool. Now, Dragon Flying does hurt, though. But I like his design better than Dragonites. But I like Dratini and Dragonair much better than Bagon and Shelgon. So it kind of evens out for me. He's relatively Dragonite tier. I do like him a lot. Mega Salamence isn't on this list for some reason. I just noticed that the other Megas are here, but Mega Salamence isn't. I put it in A. Good or not, I don't like the little disc design thing. Nah, I'm good. Otherwise, yeah. And let's put the king up here. Yes, now we're talking pseudo legend. Psychic Steel. Woo! Even Gardevoir got to stand back. This is the GOAT. Metagross has such a cool design on every single stage. It is so good all the way through. All the way through. A work of art when it comes to Evos and their design. Even better, I would argue, than anyone else I've said about in this video. It's just phenomenal across the board. And while I do like Mega slightly worse than the normal Metagross, he's still very good. His design is still fire. And, oh, Metagross. I've won Pokemon with Metagross, and I love using it. I haven't used it in a while because I've won with it, so I avoid using it lately. But when Legacy season come around, let's get into the Reggies. The Reggies. So, Regirock, Regice, and Registeel. Let's talk about these guys. So the Reggies, I would say, like, Regirock, Regice, Registeel. Overall, I like them a lot because of their connection to Regigigas. But I do think if Regigigas did not exist, they would be an A. But I love their lore very much. I've never used them in Gen 3 because, again, they're like mythical legendaries. You get them late. I forgot which classification they get, but you get them late in the game and you don't really get to use them. And realistically, they're not very good, but I do think their designs are very fun as these like ancient Golemon. Their lore hard carries for me, and their connection to Regigigas also lifts them up that I would put them in S a lot. It's going to be hard for me to not put a legendary or mythical in S. There are some exceptions, but it's going to be difficult for me not to. Let's just say that. I really do like these mon. Latios and Latias I put up here as well. Latias in the movie, although it's kind of a little weird-ish, is pretty good. And then their Mega, there's only one because they're the same thing. I agree with that highly. And in fact, I'm actually going to put Latios in A and Latios. He just has a cooler design. I would always want a Latios over Latias. If I get Latias, I'll be sad that I didn't get Latios. I think there's a gap there. The Mega is cool, solid. I'm actually going to put it in A, though, just because they're the exact same. They couldn't even just make them two different colors. Like, I get it's purple because it's like in between the two, but like, come on, we could have given them a little bit of a difference. Kyogre, yup, Kyogre's up here. Primal Kyogre is up here. Groudon is up here. Primal Groudon is up here. And let's talk about them. So, I think Kyogre and Groudon are both sick. I love the land versus sea. I love their designs. I love how they've been shown in the anime. I love their lore. All of it is fire. Then they took these two already great legendary Pokemon, and they gave them these primal forms, which are basically just their own forms of Mega. And they have been some of the craziest Pokemon to exist in the Pokemon meta ever since. Just to not even touch on that, like when legendaries are allowed and competitive, you see these guys all the time because they're so good. They're so good. A Groudon, who was always weaker to me than Kyogre, got a massive buff in its ability. It's crazy strong. I get terrified every time I have to fight either of these Mon. I just know they're going to be menaces. So they hit every marker you'd think a legendary of their gen should hit. And then, of course, they have this go with them. Rayquaza is my favorite of them all, but they're all in S. I love Rayquaza. I'm biased towards green. Love that. Love how he fits. I love how they fit as a trio. I love that he's this like snake from space, this serpent that flies through the air from space. I love he's a dragon for one as well. I love they gave him a Mega, and it's like one of the most cracked Pokemon in all of existence. You would say that fighting it in Pokorogue hurts, but I gotta respect it. I gotta respect the game. He's just so sick. His ability is like just busted. I don't know who thought about that, but it's just ridiculously busted. And makes him being a dragon flying hurt him less. It's good, man. It's good. Jirachi and then the Deoxys line. So, I didn't mean to switch your places there. Jirachi, see, you know I said it'd be hard for it to hit S? Well, here's an example where it's at A. And I do love Jirachi, but I don't love it as much as I love everything else on this list. I love his wish mechanic. I love his story of granting these wishes. I think that's so sick. I think you do a lot of really cool things with this guy. His typing is also really fun, and he's solidly good. I haven't used him in experience where I find him to be crazy. I haven't heard people talk about him like he's crazy, but he's a cool Mon I would be happy to use on any given occasion, but he's not in the legendary status I give everyone else. He's more closer to Latios. I take him over Latios, but he's in that same ballpark more than he is with Latios and everyone else up here. And then we get Deoxys. Oh, Deoxys, my friend. Deoxys, you're getting up here. Your attack form's up here. Your defense is actually slightly lower. We're going to put you down there. And then your speed form, we are going to put also here. This guy's sick. He's an alien Pokemon for one. Before Sun and Moon and all these other worlders, Deoxys was that guy. He is a Pokemon from space, as we view it. Crashed to Earth in a meteorite, became a life form. Every story he's seen in, he's a menace. I've read like the Pokemon manga. It's the one that follows Gen 4 specifically, not the version of Adventures, but the other manga with like Haruta or something like that. He's so cool there. I love his different forms that specialize in different things like attack, speed, and defense. I think it's so cool. I love that he's a psychic type. His actual design looks amazing in almost all of these, except defense is good, just not great like the others. I could go on. I love everything about this guy. Everything about this guy. He is an absolute legend. So, this is the list. Let's zoom out, see the whole thing. This is the final list right here. Can I zoom in enough to get it all? No, I gotta zoom out one more time. Okay, so this is the entire list. But you can see a zoomed in version of this. If you guys ever want to see this like posted on Twitter, I don't really use Twitter for Voltage much anymore. But if you ever want to see that, of course, let me know. But leave a like if you enjoyed, comment your thoughts down below, and of course subscribe if you want to see more. We're aiming for 400 subscribers as our next big goal, and would love for more of you guys to join the Voltage crew. I will have to say, my final thoughts is that I actually like a lot of Gen 3. This is a huge list, and most of it is S. There's a lot of like division in the lower ranks, but the fact that the biggest spot is S says a lot that Gen 3 is a really good gen for Pokemon designs and quality. I like it a lot. Now, there are a lot of legends and there's a lot of form duplicates, but you get it. So overall, pretty good. Look forward to seeing this list used in the Pokorogue video that will be coming, should be the day after me making this. Tomorrow, there should be a Pokorogue video with me using only these S-tier mods, so look forward to that. And if you're still watching at this point, there should be a video suggested to you right on your screen right about now. There's a subscribe there. If you're still watching this far, I don't see why you shouldn't hit that subscribe button, you know? And there's a video of other content from me, whatever YouTube thinks you're gonna like best, suggested to you right there. Go check that out. Have a great rest of your nights, days, evenings, mornings, whatever times you're watching this. And thank you so much for watching. Voltage out.